power of pickleball is evident when you walk onto the courts at SPL or Lions Park in Lawrence, Kansas. We begin this first season with episode 1 of Pickleball Talk, a way to get to know our fellow pickleball players and find out what pickleball means to them. This first interview is with an afternoon group who went through great lengths to play pickleball through the pandemic.
Back in 2019, we were new to the game. We played for about a year or less together, and then our group started gathering together in that year in 2019, and we played inside a lot, and it became just like a social connection for us. And then COVID hit in 2020 around March. So during the time in which it was shut down and COVID did not allow us to go inside anymore, we'd always play outside when it was nice anyway, but then we were forced to play outside when it wasn't nice, and we did. And so we played in what kind of conditions, Robin?
Oh my gosh. Our paddles were like this a lot of times. It was so windy, so we were called the wind whackers. And it was just amazing, some of the weather that we played in. It was freezing cold, you know, we had hats and 3 coats.
Well, and typically you don't play outside if the wind is over, I think they say 16 miles an hour, but we didn't have a choice.
Right.
So we, 40 mile an hour wind gusts, and you'd go to hit and the ball all of a sudden would take off and everybody would just laugh. It just was almost, it was so funny
comical
to play.
Yeah.
We played in
what it provided for us during the peak of the pandemic was that everybody was kind of shut in for good reasons, but because we could decide to play outside and use mitigation that we could by keeping hand sanitizer and cleaning the equipment and everything like that.
We didn't tap paddles.
We didn't tap paddles or anything, and so we respected all that. But there were times when it was down to 40 degrees or less and we were playing. There was times when it snowed and we scooped the snow off of these courts and waited for it to completely dry and played.
Yeah.
And the balls would get stuck in the snow banks on the edges, but it was safe for us. But what it provided for us, and I think to the last person we'd agree, what it provided for us was therapy. It was therapy to reconnect socially, to stay healthy, and a matrix and a dynamic that we needed anyway. During the COVID, it was really important that we kind of stayed connected, and that was the game was very inviting for us to do that.
I moved here a few years ago after my husband passed away unexpectedly, and I had never heard about pickleball before. Someone told me about it, came and watched it, met Robin, was one of the first people I met. Just wonderful people, loved the game, very addictive. But for me, especially during the shutdown, it was good therapy for me. Helped me through my grieving process, and also just met wonderful people here. And I celebrated a birthday last year, and Robin was in on the planning with my daughter, and it was a surprise birthday party. I walk in and see family and friends from home. Surprise, surprise. And I look over on this side, and all these people are here, and I'm thinking, how do they know it's my birthday? I'm sure I looked like a deer in headlights, but getting back to the sport of pickleball, keeping you active, and just the friendships you develop. It's just been wonderful because we're fun. We're
the fun group.
Yeah, we are. We do it for fun. There's no trophies. There's no prize monies. There's no win-loss records.
We don't. We're not real. Like, I think we're decent players, but we're not like serious. Like, we laugh.
Yeah.
We like to have fun.
Yeah, we do.
Bragging rights until the next
the next game.
Right.
Yeah. One of the casualties that happened during those kind of events in the social world is that you lose contact for whatever reason with friends and family, but this provided something that was just completely the antithesis of that. And we got close, we became real good friends, we had understanding that there wasn't any debatable things, we were just out for the same cause.
Right.
And it was really, to me, the safest place on the planet was when I was playing pickleball with my friends.
Right.
I was kind of the outside element because I started playing in Wichita in 2017, and there's a pretty close-knit group of people that played up there. So, I played 17, 18, and 19 we decided to move back. My wife and I went to school here, undergraduate and everything, back in, way back. And we decided that this was going to be a good place for us. Little did we know that COVID was going to rear its ugly head and everything. But, I said, I really want to continue to play. I need to find a group. And so, these people were down here playing, and we got the thing from SPL that you could play indoors and all. And so it was just extraordinary because I've always been active. I played high school tennis and everything, and I wanted to get to a sport which wasn't quite so serious all the time and everything, and yet it would be something that would, take in different things. I played ping pong, I played racquetball. So I said, this is great. This is everything that is. And so that was extraordinary. And then again, we'd go to these parties and everything, and these people would show up, and I'd see the real side of it. And they'd show a lot of it on the court, but it really got, when you had a few beers and everything, and you were talking to each other. So that was good too. So I just thoroughly enjoyed this. I enjoy them keeping me in the loop and saying, yeah, you want to play today and everything. And I try to play about 3 times a week usually.
That was another thing we did when we couldn't go inside, couldn't go to restaurants or anything. We'd look at the weather, pick a nice day, and when we were done playing pickleball, everybody would bring their beverage of choice, and we'd sit outside here with our chairs spread apart and have a little happy hour afterwards. Yeah, it was just so fun.
There wasn't much that would stop us. I mean, we brought leaf blowers to dry out the court after it rained a little bit. It's just to make it safe. So we dry it out that way. Push broom the water off and then leaf blow it. And it was just for anybody who's interested in the game, the level of the game doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or experienced. I'm in my 70s, and I have as much fun with any level, be the professional, which is pretty rare around here, but or the new beginner, because it does bring friendship and camaraderie and relationship and community, and it's one of those healthy sports in many ways, mentally, spiritually, physically, all that is just really good. It's a great sport, and it was designed for all who have an interest. So if you want a good friend, come to pickleball.